X-Men. What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today we've got the awesome new Disney Plus X-Men 97 set. Thanks to WizKids for sending me this out a little bit early to unbox for you guys. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to this set. I'm a huge fan of the TV show since forever, and the set looks awesome. So without further ado, let's check it out. Boom, here we go. This massive 12 booster brick of X-Men 97. You can see we've got Cyclops there. We've got these awesome Chase Nightcrawler here. Looks freaking amazing. And yeah, just some really cool looking sculpts in this set that look just like out of the cartoon. So I can't wait to check them out. On top here, instead of a legacy card, we have this new alternate card. So who knows what we could get. I guess it could be for any character in the set. I wonder if we could get one for a Chase. Basically, the alternate card just lets you have some different powers and abilities. Kind of like a team-up card, but you don't have to meet the requirements for that. It's like you can just swap it out whenever. So, really cool idea, since we are missing out on the legacy cards for this set, just like we are with every other Disney Plus set. All right, so I'm actually kind of interested. Normally, I save the cards till last, but I really want to see what could potentially be in here. So I'm going to try to rip this open real fast. The tape on here doesn't help, though. Let me take all that extra tape off first. All right, now let's see if I can open this the rest of the way. And we got an alternate card for Gambit. Just the uncommon Gambit. How about a game for all characters with this trait? When a character, friendly or opposing, misses all targets, after resolutions, the player friendly to that character adds a pig token to their sideline. Then, if that player has 3 pig tokens on their sideline, their opponent scores 25 points. Their turn immediately ends, and no characters can use this trait for the rest of the game. Wow, that is pretty crazy, actually. That seems like a pretty powerful effect to me. And of course, you know, just the old pig game when you're playing basketball. First to 3 misses spells pig and you lose, basically. So that's really cool, the way that they kind of incorporated that into Heroclix. Well done, WizKids, I gotta say. But yeah, it looks like pretty much the same otherwise. Got 55 points, improved targeting, can make range attacks while adjacent, 4 range triple target, running shot, 11 energy explosion. And then on the last 2 clicks, he has a special attack power that gives him energy explosion. And then when Gambit makes an attack, and the finalized attack roll has a 5 and a 2, all targets become hit, and the damage dealt is penetrating, 52 pickup. Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't think that's what he does in the main set. I could be wrong. I don't remember 100%, but that seems like that's a new special power. And then his special damage power gives him outwit and probability control, and friendly characters with the X-Men keyword have safeguard energy explosion. That definitely seems new as well. So I think this is just a totally new card. This gives him just a completely different set of powers and abilities and traits and all that. So very, very cool. This is a really cool just thing in general, like a really cool idea. I could honestly see this going forward. Like, I don't want to lose out on legacy cards, but you know, getting something like this in future sets, like in the boosters or something, would be really, really cool. All right, but enough yapping about the appetizers. Let's get to the main course here. Starting us off on the left side here, booster number 1, ripping it open. Let's see what we get. Boom. Okay, right off the bat, that guy looks awesome. Looks like we got a Sunspot. That's really cool. We got Jean Grey, Rogue. We got Gambit and Madeline Pryor, I think. Yeah, so that's really cool. Getting both Jean and Madeline in the same booster is pretty nice. And you know what? Since I'm not sure what we have and haven't seen of this set, I'm just going to go ahead and take a quick look here. I know we've seen Jean. She makes this cool little Cyclops bystander. and you can swap her out with Madeline. I'm pretty sure we've seen this Gambit before, but from such a great moment in the show. And then we've got Rogue, and she can just borrow powers from adjacent friendly characters, so that is really cool. Always love those kinds of effects. And then Madeline Pryor, again, can swap with Jean at the beginning of the game, and you got that cool Cable bystander. And then, yeah, I don't know if we've seen the Sunspot. Let's see. Free once per game. Turn Sunspot to click number 5. Okay, yeah, and then he's got Sidestep Passenger 2 with his jet, Perplex, and when he uses it, he has a minimum range of 8. That's really cool. You got some Mastermind, and then you can just turn him over here to be Running Shot Penetrating Blast piece for only 40 points. Pretty solid dial. And we got a one-shot card here. Magneto is right. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose that friendly characters can use the Brotherhood of Mutants team ability this turn. If you do, this turn, when characters attack, they treat their finalized attack roll as being 1 higher for each character in your KO area for the purposes of triggering that team ability. So if you don't know, you basically, if you roll a 10 or higher when you attack, you get to remove an action token. So pretty nice, you know, lets you have better odds of removing an action token for that effect. But let's keep it moving here. Booster number 2. We've got, okay, we got Beast, we've got a Friend of Humanity, we've got a Prime Sentinel, and we've got this awesome looking super rare Storm. And we also have Bishop. So again, we'll just take a quick peek through here. I think we've already seen all these, but just in case, you've got Beast, got some Outwit and Support, and when he attacks Colossals, Robots, or Sentinels, they can't positively modify their combat values. That's pretty nice. The Friends of Humanity are just some good expendable goons with a 12 attack in cap and some empower. Not bad. Then you've got the Prime Sentinel, which has the new recruit trait, which we've actually seen first in, I think, just the last Lantern Legacy set. So whenever they or an adjacent friendly with Sentinel keyword KOs something, you can generate a Sentinel keyworded character of 15 points or less. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, just generate more of these or some other things. Anyway, we have Bishop. He's got probability control, and when he uses it and an opposing character misses all targets after resolutions, remove an action token from a friendly character with the future or past keyword. Just some pretty basic stats and powers there. Otherwise, he's got energy shield deflection. If he's damaged by an attack after resolutions, roll a d6. Increase the result +1 for each click of damage he took from that attack. And on a result of 5 or more, you may replace him with a number 31B Bishop. So it looks like we're getting a Prime Bishop on the same click number, and then heal him or that character who replaced him 2 clicks. So that's pretty awesome. And there we go. We got this beautiful Storm here coming in at only 65 points. Traded Force Blast and Sidestep, and if she occupies outdoor terrain, modify all of her combat values by +1, and she can use Giant Reach of 3 and Quake. So she definitely wants to be played on an outdoor map. She becomes just insanely powerful if you manage to pick the map. But she also has Energy Shield Deflection, Willpower, and opposing characters within 6 squares half range. That seems like a super strong defense power to me. Shortening their already short range is going to be pretty great. In fact, her Giant Reach of 3 will probably be more range than most characters have at that point. But yeah, some stealth, energy explosion, leadership, 6 range triple target is pretty great. I wish she had some improved targeting though, that would be nice. But yeah, still otherwise a very, very awesome version of Storm and a really cool sculpt on that one. Moving right along here. Boom. Let's go. We got a super rare Magneto. To me, my X-Men with the word bubble. That's so freaking awesome. I thought this was the rare one. It's got like a similar sculpt. We also got, it looks like Forge, another Storm, a different one though. We've got Dr. Valerie Cooper and a Sentinel Technician. So I don't think we've seen a good amount of these. So that's really awesome. Let's take a look here. Sentinel Technician is just another expendable goon, but he's got support, so that's pretty cool. Then we have Dr. Valerie Cooper, PD, team ability, TK. You got some leadership and shape change. And when she uses it and succeeds, you can generate the bystander on her card here, which got some sidestep, another PD, team ability, some precision. Pretty great for 25 points in my opinion, because also when a friendly character is hit, you can KO her after resolutions. And then if you do, you can heal that character 2 clicks and give them +1 all combat values till the end of your next turn, which is just insane. So, I mean, you're giving up 25 points, but it could definitely be worth it. Then we've got this uncommon Storm, Force Blast, Hypersonic. When she uses Hypersonic, she has improved targeting for blocking and doesn't half range. That's pretty awesome. You got Penetrating Blast, Energy Shield, Leadership. I think I definitely prefer her at 50 over the 35, but the 35 is a pretty decent option as well. Looking at Forge here, I don't think we've seen him yet that I recall, but he's got when a friendly character with the X-Men keyword hits until your next turn, they have Safeguard Outwit. That's awesome. Just handing out Safeguard Outwits. Then he's got another trait that at the beginning of the game, you may have an opponent generate the adversary bystander friendly to their force in their starting area. If you do, this game, Forge has Mystics and has friendly characters have Safeguard opposing probability control. Okay, so you can essentially give them a bystander so that all friendly characters have Safeguard opposing prob and he gets Mystics. He's only 30 points. He can essentially give your whole team Safeguard prob and Safeguard Outwit if they hit and have X-Men. And yeah, that's pretty freaking nuts for only 30 points. Sidestep, Pulse Wave, Toughness, and Outwit of his own. And then you can see here the adversary bystander has Flight, Charge with an 8 movement, 11 attack, Poison, 18 impervious, and Giant Size with Perplex and a 3 damage. So it's funny that he gives you Protected, Outwit, and Prob, but this thing has Perplex. That makes sense. So yeah, give him a really strong bystander to get all these other benefits. But if you have a way to just kind of ping that bystander and get rid of it, you know, definitely why not? Now, this looks like a really awesome Magneto, Brotherhood of Mutants, X-Men, Past Politician, Ruler keywords. He's also a unique Forge here. He's got traded leadership and power once per game. Friendly characters with the X-Men keyword modify their combat values +1 this turn for each character with the X-Men keyword of 25 points or more in your KO area. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Late game, you've got 2, maybe 3 X-Men that are at least 25 points in your KO area. He takes a power action, and then everybody else on your team gets +2 or +3 to all combat values. You know, you could definitely make some use of that. Honestly, I could see just popping that off as soon as one of your characters goes down. That way, you know, your counterattack is that much stronger, and you're that much more defended and everything. So yeah, very cool ability. He's got Running Shot, 19 Invincible, 3 damage, range combat expert, so he'd be shooting 12 for 4, with a 5 range is pretty good. Flight, only 55 points, and let's see, on his attack power, you got range. Make a range attack targeting up to X opposing characters, where X is the number of adjacent non-debris terrain markers and printed pieces of blocking terrain. After resolutions, destroy all adjacent terrain markers and printed pieces of blocking terrain. Interesting. So he can target a lot of characters if you put him next to enough pieces of blocking or terrain markers. And it does combo with his Running Shot, so you can just Running Shot in there, get adjacent to 2 or 3 things, and just at least have that many more targets. Overall, pretty interesting Magneto. I think that power action could come in clutch out of nowhere, giving your whole team +2 or +3. Honestly, I just wish maybe if there was a thing on that said if he's the only character on your force, you could use it as free or something, just so he could use it to boost himself if he's the last man standing. That would be a nice trick as well. But otherwise, a very solid Magneto. Let's keep it going here. Booster number 4. Ripping that open. Looks like, that's a common Gambit. We got the card for an uncommon Gambit. So I guess we got a common and uncommon Gambit with the same sculpt. Let's see here. We got Beast, who we've seen. Friend of Humanity. Yeah, common Gambit. No, wait, hold on a second. Let's see. Number 13, number 13A. Okay, I guess, I don't know if there's some discrepancy there with that showing an uncommon label, but this is the same Gambit, number 13. So, yeah, you can see the same dial here. This one has precision, free, once per game, make a range attack with a range of 8, and improve targeting characters. Increase the damage dealt by 1 to each hit target. That's pretty good. This one had that cool energy explosion where if he gets a 5 and a 2, all hit targets become hit, and damage dealt's penetrating. So both pretty good powers there. And then his damage power was when a friendly character uses X-Men team ability after resolutions, remove an action token from that character and the character they choose for the X-Men team ability. So that's not bad either, but I would definitely say the alternate card seems a lot better in my opinion. Just that whole pig thing is super cool. So it doesn't change its point values or anything like that, but yeah, same improved targeting. Yeah, but otherwise really, really awesome. Love that alternate card. So let's go Bolivar Trask here. When he would be KO'd by an opposing effect, you can instead replace him with number 22B Bolivar Trask on click number 4, Protected Pulse Wave, and then he's just got Team Player, Stealth, Mastermind, Perplex. So he's just a neat little support piece until he turns into something deadlier later. And we got the rare Nightcrawler, who's got the BAMF trait that when Nightcrawler moves after resolutions, you can generate a BAMF marker in a square he moved through, then remove any of his other BAMF markers from the map, and when he is missed by an opposing attack, you may immediately place him in a square with a BAMF marker. Hypersonic and Stealth, improve movement for basically everything there. 10 movement with that Hypersonic is crazy. 11 precision, 19 super senses is great. Only 55 points. This guy is a beast, unlike this beast. But yeah, really cool stuff there. All right, let's keep it moving here. Next booster. Wonder what other cool stuff we might see. All right, looks like we've got Cyclops, and we've got a Wolverine with his mask on and off. We've got Rogue, and we've got Captain America, of course, from the episode where Rogue throws his shield away. Super cool. I think that's actually a prime. That would be a really cool prime to pull. But let's see here. Cyclops, see you on the ground. At the beginning of your second turn, you may place Cyclops up to 4 squares away from your starting area. If you do, place up to 7 friendly characters with the X-Men keyword adjacent to him. Give each other character placed this way an action token. So yeah, you just get to place everybody 4 squares away from your starting area, basically. Really cool to kind of move the team into position. And you got some improved targeting, destroys blocking, running shot, willpower, leadership, only 50 points. Yeah, pretty awesome Cyclops, I'd say. I really like that See You on the Ground special. Oh, wait, what the heck? Is this a Chase Wolverine? Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, wow, I did not notice that. I just saw, oh, he's got the, okay, he's got the glowing claws. This is the Chase Wolverine. What the heck? Okay, that's so freaking awesome. Let's see here. Explosive sprint, charge but don't have speed if a friendly character is named Gambit. All right, and then he's got Passenger 1, so he can carry Gambit with him. That's pretty awesome. He's got kinetically charged claws, gives him Blades, Claws, Fangs. When he uses it after resolutions, deal damage equal to half the result to all opposing characters other than the target within 3 squares. Wait, what? Blades, Claws, Fangs, when he uses it after resolutions, deal damage equal to half the result to all opposing characters other than the target within 3 squares. Then knock back all opposing characters within 3 squares. Wow. So he just runs in there, full speed charge, 10 movement. This dude's only 60 points with this freaking 9-click long dial. He charges in there, 10 speed movement, full charge, because you're going to have a Gambit on your team, I'm sure. And then you hit with Blades, and then you also deal half your Blades roll to everybody else within 3, and then knock them all back. Everybody within 3 squares, knock them all back. That's insane. 12 attack, 18 impervious, 3 damage with some Battle Fury, and then you just get some Charge Toughness Exploit, followed by some Flurry and some Regeneration there. That is wild. So no crazy stop clicks or anything like that, But that I still love this tile. This is pretty crazy. 60 points only for 9 clicks of pretty solid defenses. You know, otherwise just kind of relying on the regen the last few clicks to heal him back up. But, you know, you can definitely break this dude, give him some steel energy or something with like a avatar or something, equipment maybe, and this dude would be pretty nuts. Maybe give him the destroyer armor, give him that +2 defense, and that giant reach would be nuts. Yeah, this guy's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Wow, that's pretty awesome. And then you've got Rogue here. We've seen her. This Wolverine has Blades, Claws, Fangs, and when he hit characters can't heal until your next turn. That's not bad at all either, with 12 attack, only 50 points. Very solid Wolverine dial there for cheap. You got the rare Captain America, has energy, shield, deflection, and leadership, and unique modifier. Friendly characters that are adjacent or have the soldier keyword modify defense +1. And if a friendly character with the soldier keyword is in your KO area, modify defense +2 instead. That's really solid. Only 50 points, sidestep, triple target, 4 range, 11 precision, 18 toughness, 3 damage with some empower. Pretty solid cap dial, if I do say so. I like the traded leadership and energy shield is really good. Oh, also improved movement characters is really nice. Oh, and he's got Avengers TA as well, so that will be helpful to bump him up to like a 12 attack. But man, this Chase Wolverine, that's pretty awesome. I'm going to pop him out here. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, you got that glowing purple claws there for the Gambit. Very awesome. I know some people are going to say it. Is it lazy that they reused the sculpt from the common? Maybe. You know, obviously I would have loved to seen him running with Gambit on his back and everything, but that would be a huge sculpt. I'm sure the freaking Gambit's bow staff would probably break in half all the time, and I don't even know how they'd fit that in a booster, but I'm just glad that they referenced that moment in the show at the very least. So that's very, very cool. And let's just keep it moving, though. I'm still really happy with that chase. That's an awesome chase, and we have not seen that one yet either, so that was a huge surprise for me. All right, let's keep it going. We've got Leech. We've got another Wolverine. We've got another Dr. Valerie, another Magneto. Actually, we haven't seen him just yet in this unboxing video. And we've got the rare Wolverine charging forward with his claws there. Leech has Outwit, and characters within 4 squares can't use team abilities for only 15 points. Stealth, Mastermind. What's not to love there? That is an amazing 15 points. Shuts off team abilities and has Outwit. You can just move him up next to somebody with Power Cosmic. They can't use it anymore, so you can just outwit them. That is 15 points well spent, in my opinion. Then we have this other common Wolverine here, 60 or 35 points. Rapid healing when he uses the X-Men team ability. After resolutions, heal him a click. Invulnerability, friendly characters with X-Men keyword can use Mastermind, but only to choose Wolverine. Sidestep precision, so he's just the tank. He's just absorbing all the hits for the team and then just regens it back up. And he's a healing battery for the X-Men team ability as well. We've seen Dr. Valerie. This Magneto here coming in at 100 points. Barrier as free, but only if Magneto replaced a character this game. Once per turn, when Magneto destroys 1 or more pieces of terrain after resolutions, you may deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character that occupied or was adjacent to 1 or more destroyed pieces of terrain. So that is really great with the improved targeting to destroy blocking there. Some pretty solid stats there. 12 attack, 19 toughness, 4 damage, and, you know, some sidestep. And yeah, just a really solid Magneto. This rare Wolverine's pretty great too. Super senses when Wolverine rolls a single d6. If a friendly character that shares a keyword with him is in your KO area, increase the result of that roll by +1. A lot of effects in this set rely on the KO area, I've noticed. So that's really awesome that they've incorporated that more. I think it's really cool because, you know, you might be in a position where you're kind of losing the game, having lost a couple characters early on, but it makes
you know, maybe the rest of your team that much more powerful, so you do have that chance to come back and, you know, swing it back in your favor. So that's really awesome. Yeah, you got 12 attack blades, 18 combat reflexes, some battle fury, and then a special move power gives him charge flurry. When Wolverine uses flurry, he may instead make 3 attacks as long as one of them targets a character with the colossal size or Brotherhood of Mutants, robot, or sentinel keywords. So lots of good keywords there, or the colossal symbol is also on a lot of teams now, a lot of good colossal characters. So potential 3 attacks with flurry is nuts, 12 attack blades and everything. This dude is pretty awesome. So another solid booster there, I'd say. Even the Kerr stuff in this set is really good. Like the commons, uncommons, and rares, I think is all pretty solid and very interesting to me. So I really like this set so far. Oh, sweet. Looks like we've got a super rare Emma Frost there. That is awesome. We've got another Bolivar Trask. We've got, looks like Morph and a Jubilee and another Prime Sentinel. Awesome. Let's take a look at their cards here. Jubilee has traded stealth, and opposing characters within range can't use improved targeting for hindering terrain. That's great. Got some sidestep, smoke cloud, willpower, shape change. Pretty weak dial, but only 25 points is a pretty long dial for the points. And just shutting off opposing improved targeting is pretty great. So that is definitely worth the points there. And then you have Prime Sentinel. I think we've seen this one before, maybe slightly different dial. I think there's a couple different versions of this one. I don't remember, but Expendable Goon just makes more of them. Not too shabby there. Morph has a trait that at the beginning of your turn, you can choose Hulk, Magic, or Quicksilver. Morph can use the corresponding effects until they choose again. Hulk gives Charge, Super Strength, and Defense +2. Magic gives Blades, Claws, Fangs, Phasing, and Passenger 2. Quicksilver gives Flurry, Sidestep, and Modify Speed +3. So pretty awesome. All the different choices there are very solid, and it really gives them a lot of utility, so that is very cool. Then we have the uncommon Bolivar Trask here. So we've seen the common one that when he's KO'd can turn into this one, because this is 22B. He doesn't really do anything himself either, but you know, he gets to be turned into by like 20-point support character on click number 4. So he's got hypersonic, super strength, toughness, and empower. Very solid. Or you just play him at 50 points, get some running shot, pulse wave, and enhancement. And then let's take a look at this awesome, super rare Emma Frost. She's got X-Men Team Ability, Hellfire Club, X-Men Politician, and Ruler keywords. Then she's got a trait, Surviving Genosha. Once per game, when Emma Frost would be KO'd, you may instead choose one. Replace her with a number 42B Emma Frost on click number 4, so guessing that's the prime version of her. Probably the diamond version of her, of course. Or you can turn Emma Frost to click number 6 and then heal all friendly characters 1 click. So her last click and then heal everybody 1. She'd be on 5. Protected Pulse Wave here on that trait. So yeah, 60 points, improved targeting for characters. You get 5 range, triple target, mind control, in cap, super senses, and some empower. She's got another trait on the back here that gives her leadership. And when she uses it or her displayed damage power, she considers friendly characters that share a keyword with her as adjacent to herself. Just anybody that shares a keyword with her as adjacent to herself. Okay, doesn't need range or line of fire. Just a friendly that shares a keyword. That is pretty nuts. So you've got map wide, empower, and leadership. That's pretty good. It does say displayed damage power, so you can't just be sneaky and give her other powers. But yeah, really cool. Pretty solid 60 points there to be empowering across the map, leadershiping across the map. You know, just mind controlling triple target if they get close enough. And she just turns into her basically probably prime version if she's KO'd. So that's really awesome. All right. Pretty solid stuff. We've already seen 3 super rares and a chase, and we're only a little over halfway through this brick. This is booster number 8. So we've still got like 4 more after this one. I think at this point, we're going to get to the point where we've seen most of the things. We haven't actually looked at this Magneto just yet. I'm kind of going into this one assuming, you know, maybe you guys haven't seen any of the other unboxing videos yet. So this one is basically what comes before the uncommon one we took a look at later. He can turn into the uncommon one. For all characters with this trait, when an opposing character KOs a friendly character with the X-Men keyword after resolutions, you can replace Magneto with a character named Magneto of 100 points or less on the same click number. So yeah, he turns into that one, and that's why that one had an effect that if he replaced a character, he could do something. This one has TK, and he may take ranged terrain actions as free. That's really good. You basically can just move up full speed, 8 movement, and then sidestep, and then you could still take a ranged terrain action as free to essentially throw a piece of terrain at somebody, any terrain within his range and line of fire, because that's what telekinesis lets you do. Don't forget. Improved targeting for hindering is really great for that also. We got some barrier and some leadership, so a little bit more team-friendly support powers there. We've seen this Cyclops, probably seen this Technician guy. Yeah, we've seen this Storm as well. We got the rare Bastion here. He's got leadership, and at the beginning of your turn, if 4 or more characters in your KO area have the Sentinel keyword, you may replace him with another character named Bastion on its last non-KO click, then heal it 2 clicks. That character can't otherwise heal this game. I'm pretty sure there is a Chase Bastion in this set, so he probably just turns into that guy. And then you've got Giant Reach of 3, and when he hits until your next turn, hit characters gain, this character must break away to move. So that's not bad at all. Just locking people down, making them break away. He's also got the Underworld team ability there, so he can carry some people around with his phasing and flight. And you got 2 targets, so you can be locking down 2 characters with that attack as well. Only 60 points, not bad. But, all right. Nothing too crazy in that one. Let's keep it going here. There could be some other stuff, and I think I see something here. Looks like we pulled a Prime. Let's go. All right. We've got, I think we've seen everything else here except for this Prime Bishop. So, yeah, it looks like the same exact scope there. But let's take a look, see at what he does. We've seen this Magneto, we've seen Jean Grey, actually we haven't seen this Jubilee Energy Explosion. She deals penetrating damage to characters with the robot keyword. That's pretty awesome. Only 40 points, ignores hindering terrain. We've seen that Wolverine. And here we go, Prime Bishop. Energy Shield Deflection. When Bishop or an adjacent friendly character is missed by a range attack, after resolutions, heal Bishop 1 click. Bishop reduces damage from range attacks to 0. Protected Pulse Wave. Okay, so that's nuts. But I will say that people use a lot more close attacks nowadays, but that's still pretty solid. You definitely don't want to shoot this guy at all, because Energy Shield Deflection, if he's missed, he gets to heal, and even if you hit him, he just reduces the damage to 0. Although it does say reduces damage from range attacks to 0, so technically, I think if you do penetrating damage, it couldn't be, reduced, so you'd have to hit him with penetrating damage to be able to damage him. He does also have PD in X-Men, which is good to know. Energy Explosion, Penetrating Psychic Blast, Knockback, but only for range attacks. So just a really strong range attacker, 12 attack, 4 damage. Penetrating Energy Explosion or with Knockback is pretty nuts. That's going to do massive damage. And he's just got Outwit and Prob Control on his special damage power. So just overall, just a really solid dial. He can be turned into from the regular rare Bishop that we saw earlier too. So you can just swap him into that if you want to, or just play this guy for 70 points. He's just kind of a beast. Honestly, kind of thought he'd have range combat expert, just Outwit and Prob, just to maybe make him that much more deadly of a range threat. But still, 12 for 4. Penetrating, Knockback, Energy Explosion if you want to spread it out some more. Takes 0 damage essentially from range attacks. A pretty solid Prime, I'd have to say. And we still got 3 boosters. I mean, who knows what else? We could pull another super rare or something. This set, let's see how crazy this set gets. What? No way. Okay. Well, we pulled a Chase. I thought we pulled a Chase. You know what this is? They pulled this thing they did in Smash and Destroy where they just used the, it's like a Chase Absorbing Man. So this dude doesn't get the cool cards the new Chases have. He's still just number 11B. So that is really cool. He's like a surprise Chase. A surprise bonus Chase, because we pulled Madeline Pryor Chase. So yeah, this Madeline Pryor has honestly just such an amazingly good sculpt. I definitely think it's one of the best of the chases easily. So let's take a look here, and you can see now with this set we get these awesome new type of cards. It's kind of like how they've been doing iconics with the really cool card design. I love that they're doing that for chases now. It's such a great idea. So we got another Friend of Humanity here, another Dr. Valerie, Madeline Pryor. We've seen the other one, and the other Friend of Humanity. Actually, I don't know if I've seen this one. This one has enhancement. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's take a look at this chase. Madeline Pryor. She has the Cosmic team ability, Mystics team ability, Marauders, X-Men, Monster, Mystical, Ruler keywords. She's got a trait that at the beginning of the game, you can generate 4 Phantasm bystanders into your starting area. And then friendly bystanders within range can use her displayed damage power. And she starts with probability control, and she later gets some perplex and outwit. So that's pretty nasty. You get 4 of these bystanders, and they all get her prob to start out with. You got some running shot with a 12 attack pulse wave, 19 mastermind, so she can just mastermind onto her own bystanders if need be. And yeah, flight, like really, really solid stats and powers here, coming in at 100 points. Considering she also has traded energy shield, deflection, and shape change. She's going to be pretty well defended with that 19 there. Mind control as free, but only if a friendly character used shape change and succeeded since your last turn. So if she hits her shape change, she gets to free mind control people. That is awesome. And then, yeah, just Cosmic Mystics, and you can see here that Phantasm has 4 range, flight, charge with 6 movement, 10 attack, 3 damage, with shape change and a 17 toughness. So you get 4 of these dudes, and she's given all bystanders her printed damage power. So they'll all have prob. You got essentially 5 probs out the gate with her. And that's not including how many other bystanders you might play for cheap, or, you know, technically all the rings and constructs that we just got in Lantern Legacy, all those constructs you generate are technically bystanders, so they could all use prob as well. So there are some pretty crazy things you could do here. You know, even if you just play her with like the other common like Jean Grey and Madeline that create their bystanders, she's also giving them prob. So very, very crazy stuff there. And again, 10 out of 10 card here. Love the, you know, attention to detail, adding all this cool stuff on the chase cards is just so nice. And now that I think about it, like I didn't even think that this one didn't have that. Like this is just like a surprise bonus chase, almost like a really super ultra rare common figure or something. But what a crazy brick so far. We still got 2 boosters here. We've already pulled like 3 super rares, a prime, and 2 chases. So who knows? Let's keep it going, because I think we've only seen one shot. You know, we could easily pull some more one shots or something. Okay, we got another super rare. What the heck? Why not? That is a super rare Cyclops with the "To Me, My X-Men" word bubble. So that's awesome. Let's see what he does. We've already seen Jean Grey. We've already seen Gambit. We've seen this Magneto. We got Dino Man, purple. I don't think we've seen him yet. He's got an expendable goon. When he's KO'd on 1 through 3, can heal a friendly character with the Animal or Mojoverse keyword 3 clicks. On a 4 through 6, you get to generate another goon. He's just got charge, blades, and power. Not bad. But yeah, let's take a look at this Cyclops. 75 points, X-Men team ability, Starjammers, X-Men, Marksman, Martial Artist, Pilot, and Vehicle keywords. Traded leadership, power, once per game. If a friendly character with the X-Men keyword is in your KO area, you may place any number of friendly characters with the X-Men keyword adjacent to Cyclops. Then Cyclops may make a range attack. Wow, that seems really strong. He does have improved movement for elevation and improved targeting to destroy blocking, and can make range attacks while adjacent as well, so that's really nice. Some running shot with a 5 range, 11 attack, 4 damage. You got that traded leadership, and I just love that power. That's just so cool that he can just kind of maybe TK him out there. Power action to just bring everybody next to him. To me, my X-Men, right? And then he just, bam, lasers them. That is so cool. That is definitely going to see some play for me. You got energy shield, deflection, force blast, And adjacent friendly characters with the X-Men keyword can use enhancement. Oh my god, that makes it even better. Defense power, just toughness and willpower. But that combined with the traded energy shield is pretty amazing. And, you're knocking them back with Force Blast all the time, too. So, yeah, to me, my X-Men, bring everybody next to you. You all get enhancement, and I'm going to blast you for 7 damage plus knockback. That is wild. Through a wall while we're at it. So, yeah, that is insane. I like that a lot. Just definitely need to be perplexing up his attack value there a little bit, maybe. But, yeah. That is nuts. That is a great Cyclops. 10 out of 10. And this is a 10 out of 10 brick. I mean, we still got 1 booster. I can't possibly imagine we get anything else. We've got 4 super rares, a prime, 2 chases. Yeah, nothing too crazy here, it looks like. But wow, what a brick. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments all your thoughts and opinions. We've seen, I think, everybody here except for Callisto, who just has some leadership stealth. And when Callisto uses leadership and succeeds after resolutions, you can generate a Morlock bystander. And then at the beginning of your turn, you may choose a combat value. Friendly characters that have the Morlock's keyword modify the chosen combat value +1 till your next turn, and that's a unique modifier. Only 45 points, charge blades, outwit. You get that Morlock bystander, which is some sidestep super senses. Not bad either, but yeah, wow, that's a crazy brick. So once again, we've got 4 super rares, a prime, and 2 chases. And we only pulled like 1 of the one-shots, but hey, that still is a pretty freaking amazing brick to me. Honestly, unboxing this kind of just felt like I was watching the show all over again. I think they did a great job on the sculpts looking just like the show. I think they did a great job on the dials, really reflecting, certain awesome epic moments from each episode. So honestly, this is like such a cool set in my opinion. As a huge fan of the show and the X-Men in general, I'm loving this set. I think this is great. Seems like there's a lot of value here. Of course, your experience may differ. You might not get as crazy a brick as this. But still, I think there's some great stuff in the set. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about it in the comments below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. If you'd like to help support the channel even more, check the links in the description for the Patreon, where you can see your name here in the credits with all these other awesome people, and as little as $1 a month gets you entered into my monthly giveaways. So check that out if that interests you. But that is going to do it for this one, you guys. Thanks again so much for watching. Till next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.